To a Vyakti journey, a Vyakti Parivar Chit Chat, sharing from a true heart touches the heart. So, Brother Eric, our dear angel Brother Eric, welcome to our new series and new year. Happy Diwali and happy Bhai Dooj. So, today is a special day, it's a Bhai Dooj day. So in the end, Didi will give everyone tilak also. So please stay back. And we have our dear brother today with us. So welcome.
Om Shanti and loving greetings to each and everyone, and special, beautiful feelings filled in Bhav and Bhavna for our dear Mohini Didi. Thank you, Buni Ben. Yes, now we've got totally through Zoom, so I'm looking forward to receive tilak through Zoom. Zoom tilak will be lovely. And it's amazing because there was a question a few weeks ago, someone asking me to ask Mohini Didi to explain Sato Pradhan and Sato Guni. And I thought, well, this is a very easy question. Maybe we can wait, and maybe someone else can answer what is Sato Guni. And then I listened to each and every evening this week and couldn't believe how much detail we can get into when we explore every aspect of Gyan. So Mohini Didi, this is really how deep can we go in the ocean? I think we're watching, beautiful whales and new animals and new diamonds in the bottom of the ocean. We're discovering a whole world and exploring this energy and quality of Sato is beautiful. So I think the person who asked about, just wanted to have clarification on Sato and Satoguni, got a lot of answers. So it's beautiful. We can explore so much. There was one aspect that really, attracted me a lot. And actually it was in the beginning when you explain about the word Sato and you made reference to righteousness, truth, and purity. And I was wondering if we can explore a little bit more that connection between the three. And how do you see, is it truth that really brings purity? Is it purity that brings out the truth? And is righteousness, coming afterwards? Or how do you see the connection between those three? They merge in Sato, but how do you see that truth, righteousness, and purity being connected?
Actually, I took this topic of Sato because some of us are very familiar with Sato Pradhan, Sato Rajotama, but some they listen in the Murli, but I don't think they really connect what it means. And it means a lot to me in the sense of to see that if I am in that Sato, because Rajo is like copper age, quality, and then Tamo is iron age, and then is silver age, then golden age, Sato Pradhan. Sato is climax. So it really begins with the purity, because completely like pure, and then from purity, then truth emerges, because you cannot be truthful without purity, because somewhere something will obstruct it, and then whatever you do is the righteous way of thinking, righteous way of interacting, the total honesty in that, so that's how I see it, that everything really begins with purity. So we can compare it with, like Baba said, pure gold, and then you make ornaments, and every time you make ornament, you make some alloy, and then in the end we put in the fire so that all alloy can be melted. So but when Baba said it is through my remembrance that you can become Sato Pradhan, there is no other way, because it's really when mind and intellect is with Baba, one who is purifier, then very subtle alloy or dust or traces of whatever body consciousness is there can be removed. It's not question of fire of yoga, but remembrance, because total remembrance of Baba is so powerful that it removes everything, everything. And even if you are in that 20 minutes, half an hour, but then deeply within, there is natural remembrance where I find that soul can become Sato Pradhan. So actually it is purity, because purity in a gross way is, okay, I'm victorious over five vices. But we are taking about attitude, about feelings, about intentions, and very deeper aspects are very important for purity. And purity, of course, is soul consciousness, is eternal stage, right? But also incorporeal, all free from vices, egoless, that's also purity.
I think we all admire how everything for you seems so clear. When you look at the knowledge, it's clear the way the knowledge is understood. I like this word purifier. I always hear in that word purifier, pure fire and pure father. And I find that the pure father and the pure fire makes them purifier. It cleans the pot very nicely.
Right.
The one thought I really liked about this concept of purity, and I know for the last year, we explored purity in so many different ways, but I never hear repetition in the way you shared this knowledge. I always wonder how more understanding can come up, in reflection, contemplation. And it's fascinating that the more we understand, the more we see also that we need to progress. And I thought I was getting okay, in being Sato. Now I realize, oh, there's so much more again to explore. So the good news is we're progressing, and the other news is we have much more to progress still. And one aspect you mentioned was to practice emerging the Sato energy of the original stage. And I tried that very much, and I really, really enjoyed it. But I was wondering, can you give us examples? How do you do it? What kind of thoughts? Do you see yourself as a deity walking with swans and bears, or maybe not bears, maybe lions or something? Do you see yourself walking golden age? I'm joking, but what kind of thoughts create that subtle energy, a subtle quality of the original stage?
See, originally, I am a soul, completely pure, and there is love, there is peace. Right? I just take three thoughts that the pure love emerges from when you are pure, and there is also peace internally, deep peace. And then, of course, it can be joy and all that. So, in soul conscious, as a soul, these are my eternal qualities. And then, of course, original means divine virtues and deity, but eternal is just some qualities in the beginning. So
But do
that's a
you
very
visualize a little bit of either golden age, or do you see yourself as a deity? Do you feel deity energy?
I think basically it begins with total freedom. It's like stage of liberation, and also very natural deep silence. Which is very sweet silence. I'm not saying, okay, I have to observe silence, but you feel internally very quiet, very silent, and where not only mind silence, but intellect silence, where you are not analyzing all the time, and intellect, the way it works. And when mind is working, then intellect keeps working because it has to sort out or discern it. So I think in eternal, it's very easy to be natural silence, that's what, but not deity or sitting or standing on lotus, no. That emerges from there later on, which is called original, which is golden age. But first it has to be, if I really naturally want to feel golden age state, It has to begin from eternal. And then it, goes into emerging the divine sanskars in us, because they are there. They are in the soul, eternal sanskars. Original deity sanskars are in the soul. So eternity will allow them or make them emerge in a very, very natural way. So it's not only question of inculcating divine virtues, but emerging from what I was, how I started playing my part in golden age, very naturally. Like there is sweetness, there is respect, there is, the way you interact with others will have those divine qualities. But it has to be from the eternal self.
Mhm. So you always connect the two. That's why my question was about the original stage that you mentioned, because I felt, the eternal really is about everything is merged in that stage. But then when we want to emerge it and experience the original sanskars or the original purity of the soul, to me, it's like I'm wondering if either the images of golden age are helping, or if I need to visualize or to emerge something else so that it's also applicable to my present reality. Because I don't see too many deities around in Montreal these days. They're not, no deities are walking around. So we're not, it's a different context to create that Sato Pradhan energy in a very Tamo Pradhan surroundings.
So first, one is that internally I have to, like if you are at work or anywhere, every hour, whenever there are few moments, to emerge the eternal. And from there, your attitude, your vision, somewhere that divinity will emerge. And you will not only you will experience, but others around will also. I think that energy around also becomes like little bit heavenly, I must say.
The exploration I was trying to do because you said we have to practice during the day. And I really understand that this is something very consistent in your message for the whole year. It's not just to, even when you described the quality of understanding, if it's to know or if it's to apply, is different. And I try that during the week, thinking, okay, what's the difference if I understand Sato in the context of the original stage as an understanding? And then I said, okay, what is the difference if I try to understand the Sato attitude in the original stage, but with the aim of applying it? And I was wondering, how specific can I become in my original stage? Beside peaceful, loveful, kind, I was thinking how more personalized I can become in my original stage. And I give you an example when you mentioned to emerge the Mahalakshmi form for sisters and the Vishnu form for brothers. I was very happy you mentioned brothers form, because I was again mixed up with my Lakshmi form from our previous talk. So I was happy to have Vishnu to practice this time. And I really enjoyed, I never played with this thought of emerging Vishnu within me. It's always either Ganesh or Hanuman, but Vishnu, I never invited him for tea, or we never had any chit chat. So it was like very nice to get to know Vishnu and say, hey, sorry, first time I'm inviting you and me. It's nice to meet you. It was very entertaining. And but I tried to understand, who am I in my original stage? I was imagining you as Mahalakshmi, and I was really enjoying listening to you as Mahalakshmi. It changed a little bit so yeah, I'm wondering, like, exploring original stages, it can be even more specific than just general purity, love, and peace. It could be my personality as the original personality of Sato quality. Could be really wonderful. So I wonder if you have any sometimes insights as who you are in your original stage, more specifically, with only two arms.
With two arms, right? Actually, what I noticed that during these few days of Diwali, and especially on Thursday when I was offering bhog and I saw Baba decorating and I start feeling that image of Mahalakshmi. So today we had program in Harmony House and there were all different kinds of souls, new ones, old ones. There was good, very peaceful energy, but not necessarily the same like in this room, right? Or was like even very godly. But I had so much pull towards what I had experienced that I just stayed in that. And I said, just give drishti, just give vibrations. And those who have to receive whatever they will receive. But there was not a pull from whatever was outside. Outside was very different in contrast to what I'm used to now here. When we don't go out, you are only in a particular kind of atmosphere. But I found that there was a lot of pull from what I had been experiencing. So what happened generally, when you are able to have certain stage, then wherever you are, you will find your own divine self, emerging. But also what I noticed that you are very serene, very simple, very peaceful, but also everything is so natural because of all the powers. That means I don't have to use tolerance. I don't have to use, but I knew that I'm tolerating whatever gross ways, physical activity. But it was very, very natural. So I thought that if one can attain a particular kind of stage and keep to that stage, then you are not affected, but also all the powers. You find you have patience, you find you have tolerance, and you know, it's like from your heart, very natural qualities and powers emerge. That's what I feel.
I like it. I think it's good. I think when you share, from your experience, I think we can feel it more and more. In the past, you used to ask us, "Can you feel it?" And sometimes I was wondering, I don't know if I'm feeling the same thing. But now, when you also shared with Wadiban yesterday, the discussion you had with Jagdish on, how to share in public, either from your own personal reflection or trying to answer someone. I really enjoy that because we feel more and more when you share that we're being pulled to the experience. So I think this is very, very true. I was connecting that also still in the context of exploring the Sato quality. When you mentioned, if you look at someone the way they are, you're not helping them. But if you see them in a higher form, then you're really helping them. And I was a little bit stuck, to be honest, at some point thinking, well, how can I do that? What kind of thoughts will it be so that it's not imagination? Let's say I see someone who is really naughty and a little bit annoying and a little bit negative, and it's been like that for the last 30 years. How can I have an elevated vision, which is not just not lying to myself, but imagination, so how can I be real? Because if I say, oh, that sister is very nice, and it's not true. So what happens? What should I create? What thought should I create?
No, but I always say, see why you are disappointed, because you have expectation from someone and that expectation is not fulfilled. So instead of having expectation, have bhavana. That's the only difference, And when you keep a vision and bhavana that anyone, any soul brother or sister should do like this or should be like that. No, one is expectation. And when that is not fulfilled, we internally know she's like that, he's like that. But I want that person to be like that, Whichever quality I'm expecting, I keep bhavna towards that person. So bhavna will touch that person, but not expectation. Expectation will create internally some conflict, why I have to be like this, why I have to listen, why I have to be obedient. But if you have bhavna, you will see the change which happens. And your interaction with that person because of bhavna will be very, very pleasant, very respectful. So that is why I always say that yes, one can do it. It's not a imagination, it's a reality. Create that bhavna for every soul, and you will see that whatever bhavna you have, that much percentage, there is change in that soul. So you try, whosoever
Mm.
you find you have you're not seeing much changes, so don't expect any changes, but keep bhavna. And then you see how certain percentage in practical your bhavna is bringing transformation in that soul. I definitely believe in that.
Do you find you get sometimes insight into someone's soul as to what speciality you are visualizing or creating in your bhavna that will be also maybe how Baba would be visualizing that? Because when we met Baba, he would give us blessing. For example, he told me the first time, you're very courageous. And my reaction was, well, I'm not courageous at all. Like he spotted exactly one weakness, but he put it the other way around. And I thought, is that his bhavna that he saw? Oh, this child is very weak. Okay, I'm telling him he's courageous. Now he'll become courageous.
That's true. Because whatever is, blessing has two aspects. Whatever is needed within the soul has less percentage, requires blessings, right? So you will get that blessing card, and you will find, yes, I have this specialty, but I need to increase it. So I always find blessing is something that you have a specialty, but you should have 100%. You should keep it, let it develop more and more. So I think it is both ways. Um, yeah, one can definitely see this one has a lot of enthusiasm, right? But sometimes because of certain reason, there is no enthusiasm. So how to my bhavna, my subtle cooperation helps soul to maintain that enthusiasm. Or someone generous heart and suddenly find that that generosity is gone because of whatever reason. So our bhavna can help them to reclaim that kind of quality in them. And because it's a very pure feelings towards someone, definitely help the soul, no? That's what
Mm.
and also I have to think about myself. Like I always think about others, that what should I be thinking? Whosoever, whatever they are, right? So whatever is Sato thinking, I think. You understand? Whosoever,
Mm.
whatever they are, if I'm thinking whatever they are, is Rajo. But if I want to stay Sato, I always keep same feeling, same thoughts. Whatever person does or whatever that person is, because if I am seeing that and thinking, then now Rajo is coming. And I don't want Rajo to enter in me. So a lot of attention is on the self, that I can't be Rajo looking at that person, mistakes or behavior, but I keep my drishti, I keep my feelings for that soul as very elevated, very pure, because every soul wants to be that, right? But they don't know method, they're not able to do it, they're not able to transform. So at least I am giving some kind of, power or cooperation in a spiritual way. So, I
Because
mean,
the line is very thin. Even having bhavna or good bhavna for another soul, but yet not allowing even that good bhavna to take me away from what you described as, that inner truth and that inner connection with Baba. So even that pure bhavna shouldn't take me away from connecting with myself or connecting with Baba, as you mentioned, in sometimes trying to explain to someone or to respond to someone or certainly not to correct someone, but in having that bhavana, we don't want to, switch away from our connection with Baba. So it's a very thin line in maintaining
But,
that balance.
what am I receiving from Baba? Baba never looks at our weaknesses. Just imagine 60 years ago, Baba told me so many things I don't think I had, but he was seeing the future. So because he was seeing, he was never disappointed with me. Many things I couldn't do it. I didn't have vision that I will be doing that. Some things he said, I did it, go here, there, every time go give lecture here, because we were very few of us. And we were young and, so we traveled. But whatever really he wanted, you know, he never felt, oh, this soul is not going to change. So he never changed his bhavana for us, did he? If he would have changed bhavana for you, whatever bhavana he had, he still has. And that's why you are what you are today. So if I have to follow Father, why I look at others? So I should just look at Baba. What Baba did to me, I have to do to others. Many times I do certain things and sisters say, you don't have to do this. I said, you don't keep telling me what I don't have to do. I receive from Baba and I will do it. I got love from Baba. That's what I will share. But sometimes does feel some people say you are so senior. Why you have to say this? Why you have to ask for this? I said that person will remember in life that you can reach to any status, but you can still be humble. And I like to do ordinary things because I feel good. Some will say, no, you doesn't want, now you are additional and you shouldn't be doing this. I said, I don't know. I still want to be what I am, natural, right? So because Baba gave us that, whatever Baba is doing for us, we just have to give that, we're not going to give extra. So I receive from Baba a lot of respect, lot of care, minute details of how he cared for me. So that's what I will do, right? All the time. So actually we're not giving anything extra, but whatever we receive, we are very natural in sharing that, right?
Well, I'm glad this topic is going to continue because I thought, we heard everything about purity by now, but it seems like there's no end to exploring more. And by having this Sato Pradhan, Sato Pradhan thoughts in the whole week, when I was cooking the other day and I was putting some tomatoes and I was doing the sabji and I thought, look, my sabji is becoming, tomato Pradhan. It's tomato Pradhan. And then next day I had potatoes and it became potato Pradhan. And I thought, everything is becoming Pradhan. So now I know it's totally time for it to become totally Pradhan. So we'll have totally Pradhan moment. The world is becoming Sato Pradhan in our eyes, which is side effect of listening to you a lot for the week.
Anyway, today is important day when Lord Rama returned. Then everyone lit the homes. That's why Diwali is celebrated, the coronation day of Lord Rama, because he came after victory over Ravan. So he was welcomed and every home was lit, and that's why they have Diwali. But then also he was given the tilak of the kingdom, of victory and then of the throne. But then all the sisters gave tilak to their brothers as it was giving to Rama. So today is the day they celebrate. They call it Bhai Dooj. That's the name. That means they put the tilak on the forehead. And we do know that Baba puts the tilak of awareness. Always remember I am a victorious soul. And Baba is making me the master. He's giving me that responsibility. And he's giving me 2 crowns of holiness and highness. making me sit on his heart throne. So that's why today we have invited here our 4 Pandavas to be with you. So it will make 5 Pandavas, right?
Lovely.
5 Pandavas are famous, no? So इनको बिठा दे पहले लगाएं कि get first the tilak and then others will get, and you all 5 Pandavas. इसी से लगाना. Okay, it's coming to your forehead.
All right, I will become Tilak Pradhan. Look at that.
Tilak
Magic.
dhari. Not everyone is
Now
putting.
everyone please put your hand.
Look, I got it. I got it. Magic. Zoom is
Not-
magic now.
Yes. Not
It is here.
not Tilak Pradhan, Tilak Dhari. Now you have Tilak, so you are Tilak Dhari, right? Okay. And
I'll take
Toli?
any blessing you give me, Mohini. Whatever blessing you give me, I'll take it.
Come, brother. एक tissue या तो देना पड़ेगा. मैं अपने आप देख लूँगा.
Hey, brother Eric. Lovely. I was wondering where he was gone.
Tilak Dhari. You all had long day, but still we wanted Toli भी दे दो same time.
I think every brother now watching feel they're getting tilak. So
So Toli, that's mother who's making Toli has a big heart. So she make big size
big
Toli.
Toli.
We told them generally it's half size. She said no. Even other things she make, we call it gogra, double size, everything big. We just had a big Brahma Bhojan after Diwali celebration. It's a coconut burfi.
Well, brothers can handle big tolis, no problem.
Okay, it's for everyone. Toli for everyone. Toli for everyone. Mm. Mm.
Lovely.
Other Toli also. Okay, this is the blessing for everyone, and then get individual. Pardon. Golden aged soul. ये वही blessing है. You are a beautiful soul who yeah, you remain in golden aged stage of consciousness that is filled with happiness and completely free from sorrow. You are truly inspiring, giving others the experience of a new way of living.
Mm.
That's the blessing for Parivar.
Thank you. It's a lovely blessing and sweet toli and shining tilak. So
Sabko dena. Okay, this is for Brother Eric.
I can
Everyone
share
take.
it, and I will share it
Everyone.
with all my brothers and even my brothers and sisters' bodies.
Okay.
Thank you.